Everybody, so today I'm going to talk about how to fix a Spencer tape. If you're a dummy like me and you walk out along a tree farther than your tape can go and you're not paying attention, it will come right off the spool, and then you'll hear this amazing whoosh sound as the spring inside the tape goes crazy and unwinds. And fortunately, this is pretty easy to fix. You don't even need to buy a new refill. So down here on the bottom of the screen is the remnants of the end of the tape that got torn apart when I walked too far. What I did was, first of all, I spread the tape out on the ground somewhere where it won't get really dirt on it, and got it spread out and spooled out all the way so there's no tangles or anything. And then I came to the end that was damaged and I cut off the damaged part and I drilled a new hole. Used a 3/32 drill bit for this, and this is spring steel. It doesn't always drill easy, so don't push on it or anything. Just be gentle and let the bit work through carefully, and reverse the bit as soon as it gets through so it doesn't try and twist up anything. Now the next step is going to be attaching that tape with that hole in the screw back to the spool, and I'll do that and come right back. The tape attached back to the spool, and notice the orientation. The blue side of the tape, there's a spring inside there. It's a big clock spring, and before you go to rewind this, you want to make sure the tape is coming out basically the back when that blue side is on your right. So the next thing to do is to come around to this spring side of the tape, and there's 6 screws around the edge. You want to loosen all of those screws up about 1 turn, and once those are loose, you'll be able to rotate that center blue part, and you're going to start rotating that clockwise. And as you do, it's going to tension its spring and it's going to start winding in the tape. Now if you do start winding and nothing happens, that either means maybe the spring inside came off of the center spindle, and that's easy to fix. Just take all the screws out, lift the blue cover, and you'll see it, and you can reattach it to the spindle. There's a chance maybe that spring broke, in which case you could try and get a new spring or just buy a whole new tape, but I have seen it slip off that spindle several times in the past, so that is very likely the cause if you start winding and nothing happens. Now before you begin winding, you're going to want to have some good gloves on, some gloves that have grip. These gloves happen to be loaded with pine sap for an unrelated reason, but these are going to provide good grip, because this is a pretty hefty spring in there. Once you start winding, it's going to have a lot of tension and it will want to unwind itself if you let go. So I'm going to put my other glove on and start winding. And when you wind, you want to turn this blue cover clockwise, and you're going to see what happens once I start winding. That tape starts coming in, and this is why it's good to have it spread out in front of you. It'll give it some space and some freedom to wind in however it wants. As the spring gets tight, it's going to do a real nice job winding that in. Okay, so I finished winding. The tape came in nicely all by itself. When you think you're done, just give the tape a few pulls. Make sure it recoils back in the way you like it. You can tighten it a little bit more if you think it's loose, but keep a grip on this blue cover when you're doing the testing, because that grip of yours is all that's holding that spring from going crazy and unwinding again. Once you're satisfied that the tape is wound in and has a decent tension you want, you can go ahead and tighten all those 6 screws, and your tape will be ready for use again.